The night before my wedding, my world shattered. I thought my best friend was my anchor, my sister by choice. Instead, she became the storm that tore everything apart. In front of my entire family and community, she revealed my darkest secret. That I had been borrowing money from my parents under the pretense of emergencies, but it was all to feed a gambling addiction I'd hidden from everyone. The whispers turned into cruel laughter. Eyes that once looked at me with love now burned with judgment. I was humiliated, broken, cast aside like a discarded shadow. They called me a disgrace. My parents' faces twisted in disappointment and betrayal. I was no longer the girl they raised, the girl their community respected. I was a failure, a liar, a lost cause. My so-called best friend, the person I trusted most, had weaponized my pain. She wasn't just betraying me, she was delivering my social death sentence. But in that darkest moment, something inside me snapped, not into despair, but into ruthless determination. If I was going to be defined by this moment, I'd define it on my own terms. I left that night, leaving behind the ruins of what was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. I left to prove that the worst betrayal could become the fiercest fuel for my comeback. The road wasn't easy. Every day was a battle against the addiction that had nearly consumed me. I faced the gnawing urge, the lies I told myself, the shame that threatened to drown me. But with every small victory, I rebuilt my self-respect. I sought help, leaned on new mentors, and learned to channel my pain into purpose. Slowly, I reclaimed control over my life. Then, I poured that hard-earned strength into building something meaningful. I started a business from the ground up, one that thrived on transparency, integrity, and innovation. It wasn't just a company, it was my redemption story made tangible. Years later, my venture flourished beyond my wildest dreams, a beacon of resilience standing tall against the backdrop of my past. When I finally returned to the town that had turned its back on me, I didn't come with anger or bitterness. I came with quiet power. At a community event, I stood before the very people who doubted me, including the friend who betrayed me. Their eyes searched mine, looking for the broken woman they thought I was. Instead, they found someone unstoppable. I didn't need to shout or demand apologies. My success was my voice. My transformation was my confrontation. And in that profound silence, I proved that no betrayal, no humiliation, no whispered disgrace could chain me down forever. I rose stronger, wiser, unbreakable. And in doing so, I reclaimed my story. This was my revenge, not through vengeance, but through undeniable triumph.